Hello, racing fans, and a warm welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Monday the 17th. We're racing in Gqeberha, and we're on the poly track for 8 races. And as always, when it comes to our racing from Fairview, we only engage with one guy, and that is Grant Paddock. He's our analyst, he's our expert in PE. How's the form been, Grant?
Like the weather, D's up and down. First of all, good morning to you. Good morning, punters. Yeah, it's been, we had a hectic Friday with a couple of big shots coming in and a couple of shorties getting rolled over, so that didn't help. But hopefully Monday's going to be a completely different kettle of fish. The weather's much better. It looks good for Monday racing, and hopefully the form can turn around.
Yeah, very warm welcome to you, Grant, and as you mentioned, to all the viewers as well. Race number 1 will kick off the bar pot at 12:30. You need to get your bets on. It's a juvenile plate over 1,000 meters. I'll just give you the betting the horses in single figures, Grant. Number 1, Empire Blue, is at 11-2. We have an odds-on shot here, deep in the red, number 4, Watchtower, and only one other horse in the single figures, and that's number 7, Vandalize, at 7-2. This odds-on shot, I think you don't blame bookmakers here or the fixed odds betting market pricing this horse up at 5-10 when you look at the opposition, Grant.
Yeah, 100%. D's found the right race for this one. I see they've added the blinkers on first time, putting up very, very good work at home. Tough nut to crack. D's banker, bipod banker, and people that want to cover, P can get shorties rolled over, but I don't think in this case. Probably the one horse, Empire Blue, and then Vandalize. But, this horse is going to be very, very hard to beat. Watchtower, Gavin's got his babies in very good shape this year. And I think he's just found the right race, there's no doubt.
Yeah, and I think if you're playing your all-to-comes, this is the way to start. The horse is short, but you'll get off to a flying start. Number 4, Watchtower. Some confidence there from Grant in race number 1, and the betting market says it all. Race number 2 will kick off the place accumulator at 1 o'clock. 1,300 hours sharp. It's over 1,900 meters. It's a pinnacle stakes. So we'll go to the best weighted column. But firstly, let me give you the betting, Grant. Number 1 at 12-10, 2 at 4-1, 3 at 5-1, 4 at 5-1, and 5 is a 4-1 shot. Now, these plated races and these condition races, the best weighted column is usually the best guide. And this is topped in a big way by number 1, Grazing in the Grass.
Yeah, 7 points clear on the best weighted ratings. D's very, very hard nut to crack. He loves the course and distance. He's in good form. I don't need to say much more about how Richard Fourie riding at the moment. He's bringing everything home that needs to be brought home. I thought it was a boat race with him and Zigzag. Zigzag loves the poly, loves the trip as well, and won. They said only by 1.25. I promise you he could have won by about 6 if he had been let go. So boat race between the 1 and the 5. I've definitely got the preference for the 1. He does hold the 5 on the previous meeting. So Grazing in the Grass, very strong from Zigzag. And that's all you're going to need in the place accumulators. And you can bank a place and bipod. You can bank the 1.
Banker the 1. Well, there's confidence in the first, confidence in the second. If you're looking for some cover, you're not convinced, then the only other horse, number 5, Zigzag. But I like the confidence coming through from Grant for races 1 and 2. They are favorites, but we need the confidence, and it's there. Race number 3, the start of the big one. It's the Pick 6. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares. The distance is 1,200 meters. Let me give you the betting. Horses in single figures. Number 2, Miss Tucker, is at 22-10. 4, Executor, Alan Krief's runner, and Grant mentioned the form of Richard Fourie. That's at 18-10. And then when other horse in single figures, Grant, and I don't know if you got your ear on the ground for this first timer, because that's priced up short at 5-2.
Now, he's dead quiet this side with regards to that first timer. Normally there's a bit of talk and a bit of early money, but it's very, very quiet. So I can't help you with that one, there's no doubt. Normally I do hear something with regards to it, because it's the right kind of a race if you want to have a dip on a first timer. But no, nothing. Is very, very quiet. I've gone for Miss Tucker here. I think that Esther form line is going to hold up, even though it was a work rider. She came out and ran 4th on Friday. Ran on very strongly from Stonelaw. So I think that's a good run to Esther, and she's been on the poly where she ran 3rd. So Miss Tucker probably my first choice. Executor has been trying. I think Alan's been very disappointed in this, but he thought she'd win a long time ago, and she'll probably be there and thereabouts. Her form is quite moderate, to be very honest with you, but moderate can run you a drum here. And then this other horse of Leon Lotz's, who had a run on the Polly last time out over 1,300 meters, and was tired only very late, and now drawn one with chase up. She knows about the Polly. I think she's definitely a place getter in a field like this. So I'm going to go for Miss Tucker, Executor, and Just Forever, and I put in at first time at fourth position. I think those horses will get you through, Aziz.
What you're saying, numbers 2, 4, 5, and 10 should be good enough here.
That's 100%, Dees, 100%.
2, 4, 5, and 10 if you want to play with cover here. Otherwise, if you're going to take a chance in the place accumulator, number 2, Miss Tucker, Grant thinks that could be good enough if confirming that improvement shown last time out, win at a big price in that work riders race. But I like the confidence coming through there, and he's narrowed down to 4 horses. Jackpot 1, race number 4, 1,300 meters. We know that Bournemouth won on Friday, so that is out. That is a scratching. Of the balance of the field, they are betting number 3, 7-2, number 4, 7-1, 7s at 22-10, 8-1, number 8, and 7-2, the 2-year-old racing in open company here. Well, we saw it in the previous race, a 2-year-old debuting. That's in the betting market. What you make of this 2-year-old running against these horses over 1,300 meters in this maiden plate, Grant?
These, once again, I got a little bit of insight on this horse, being a little bit involved in the stable. The horse that he ran 3 lengths to, Fairy Night, is probably going to be favourite in the nursery in 2 weeks' time, or in a week's time, in fact. So a big run is expected. He's galloped the Polly. He moved extremely well. He's drawn 1. He's probably found the right race. There's no doubt in my mind. He's a lovely horse, and he's going to improve as he gets older, even go probably a mile. But I think from the 1 draw, the 1,300 shouldn't be a problem, and I'm actually quite strong in his camp. I think Single File will win it. I think the horse of Zitzman Oosthuizen will run second, Siberian Fox. He's a perennial place getter, and he's done well since joining the Zitzman Oosthuizen yard. And then the 2 Sharon Kotzen horses to fill up the minor places, 7 and 8, Micaiah Beach and Elusive Jewel.
Well, we're getting some confidence and some really good information coming through about the 2-year-old who's galloped on the course, and they think they found the right race for him. Thanks to Grant for that. Race number 4, 11, single file, gets me very interested now after those comments from Grant Paddock. Race number 5 is over 1,300 meters. It's a fillies and mares 68 handicap. And how are they betting here? Well, number 1 is at 8-1. 2, a 4-1 shot. Then we move along to 5 at 8-1. 6 is a 7-1 shot. 7s, 7-1. 9s, 9-2. 11s, 8-1. And 12s, 7-1. There is a form update here for number 10, Badra. We'll see if that races on Monday, but finished 10th, 4 lengths behind Hilarity that was on Friday. 9-2 the field. It looks like a very wide open race.
Yeah, these very, very tricky race. This, these bottom division fillies and mares can always throw up a bad one. I've gone for Montresor. Her last run was very, very good from a shocking draw, 14 out of 16. She's now drawn 3 with a nice galloping weight, and she ran 3.5 lengths second to Bonnaroo. And I'm to tell you right now, Bonnaroo's going to go through the divisions here in Port Elizabeth. That form could be strong enough to win a race like that. She's definitely a horse that's going to be in the first 3. There's no doubt. I've covered her up with the 12, Nkala Zinzi. Very good first run here too, and second run. She's turned the corner 4 lengths. Brendan James is another horse that's going to be going through the divisions. Low weight, nice. The stable had a winner on Friday, so they're in a bit of form at the moment too. But a very tricky race, and you're going to have to go a bit wider than that. 7, the 2, the 1. They all got to go in, and even a horse like Buttercup who can turn it on late, down a couple of divisions, and she's got to be a runner. She ran in a race where the average rating was 80 last time out, and she ran fair kind of a run, 6 lengths off Ancestral Prayer. But the punters really need to go wide here, and hopefully they can get through.
Well, what about this horse Splash of Green, number 5 for Gavin Smith? Those 2 runs in Quebec went the worst, Grant?
No, but she was not the worst. She's not the best mover going to start. I must be honest with you, Dees. You're probably going to have a look at her go down. I remember you tipped me this horse last time we did the show together, and she ran 5.5 to Bonnaroo, where I think Montresor was in the same race and got beaten 3.5. So there's not far off Montresor, but I think she needs to step up. It is her third run here. She'll be cherry ripe. But in this kind of a field, it's probably a field kind of a race. You can get any kind of a result here. You can see, according to the betting, everybody's pretty much got a chance. Even the top weight, Jazz Bella for 62, but punters really need to go wide. We can go shorter later on, but we need to go wide in this one.
Just give your followers 2 horses for the PA. Just 2 horses, the boys that follow you.
2 horses, I'll definitely go Montresor, and I'll definitely go in Kalazinzi.
9 and 12 if you're looking to go short there. Race number 6 over 1,200 meters is a merit-rated 88 handicap. Now this race interests me. Number 1, Al Kazim, is 3-1. 2, Forest Spy, is 8-1. 33-10, number 3, Pure Maverick. Then we go number 4, Rima, who's an 8-1 shot. 5, Life on Mars, 8-1. 6, 3-1. And then 9, Cruisador, is 8-1. I'll tell you why this race fascinates me, Grant, because I had a look at all these horses, barring 2 horses, namely numbers 1 and 4. All the others are very low on confidence here. They haven't tasted success in a long, long time.
Dees, completely agree with you. I thought this was one of the better bets on the day. Number 1, Al Kazim, in solid galloping form. He's a lovely horse. He won very well last time out. And he actually changed tactics last time out. They thought he was going to go, and he sat off the pace 3.5 lengths off them, and he ran them down comfortably, carrying 62 kilos. No problem with the weight. Louis knows him. Very strong on Al Kazim. I think he'll win and win comfortably. Banker in the place accumulator. This horse, Pure Maverick's a very nice 3-year-old from the Mitchley yard. He's coming back off a break. I personally think he's had 2 gallops. I personally think he's just going to need it. And the danger to the 1 horse will be Teatro, but also he's having his second run after a break. So everything points towards the 1 horse here, and I'm going to go quite confidently with Al Kazim to win it.
Al Kazim, carrying 61 kgs, going for 3 in a row. But Grant thinks against this type of field, as I mentioned, most of them, they don't know where the number 1 box is for a long, long time. So Al Kazim, he's been there and he's done that at his last 2 starts, and he's vying to make it 3 on the bounce. Race number 7 is over 1,600 meters. It's a merit-rated 77 handicap. And this is how they're betting. Number 2, Central City, is 6-1. They got this horse, number 3, Cherry Anu, short at 18-10. Then 6, Flinders Range, who's got a form update, finished 3rd, 2 lengths behind Gunsmoke on Friday. That's Friday the 14th at 7-1. 7, Last Storm, is at 9-2. And then 1 other horse in single figures, that's number 9, Razor Red. That's a 5-1 shot. This horse, Cherry Anu, for Gavin Smith, I mean, he looks like a really nice horse and solid form. And his last start, what catches my eye is that the average rating that day was an 83, and this is just a 72.
Yeah, 100%. He's a beautiful horse. He's really done nothing wrong. He was a very good run last time out. I must say the conditions didn't suit him. It was a gale force headwind, and I think he hit the front at the 600 and was asked to run along from there. Just ran out of puff the last little bit. But back to this division should be hard nut to crack. Polly first run, but I'm sure Gavin has had him on the surface before and picked the right kind of a field. The rest of them are really been battling to get into the winner's box. Flinders Range runs an honest race, and so too does Chariot Master. Razor Red is also there, but this horse Cherry, I know if he takes to the surface, he'll win and win comfortably.
Yeah, he just looks like a horse that is going to progress nicely down in Fairview, wherever positioned, because he gives you that type of feel, having won 3 on the row.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. He's definitely a progressive type of horse, and he'll probably be a better horse when he turns 4 as well.
Okay, race 7, number 3, Cherry Anu. Definitely the right horse on top of the betting boards, trading at 18-10 at the time of recording. Then on to the lucky last. It's race number 8 over 1,600 meters, and this is a merit-rated 66 handicap. It's a D division class. This is how they're betting. Number 1, 33 to 10. Number 2, 8 to 1. Number 4, 6 to 1. 6 at 7 to 1. And barring those runners, I can tell you, the balance are all in double figures. There's very little form to work around here with most of these runners, barring, the horse that's on top of the betting boards, because that horse is trading at 33 to 10 and that post-maiden run was good. But the other runners, you could possibly make a case for them that now that they're dropping in the ratings, they could be competitive.
Yeah, listen, a lot of talk here for the 10-horse Silver Stardust. Big talk for this horse. He got beaten 1.9 by Cherry O'No, who's won 3 in a row and had a very good second. So a lot of talk for Silver Stardust. To me, it's an absolute boat race between the 1 and the 10. I'm going strong on the 10 here for the 1 to fill up. I think those 2 horses will suffice in all your bets, in pick sixes and place accumulators. If you go past that, then you have to just about put the rest of the field in. But I think the winner will come from 10 or 1. And I'm solid in the form of the 10.
Yeah, I just omitted the price there. The 10 is actually on top of the boards at 3 to 1, Grant. And number 1 is at 33 to 10. So you read it spot on there between the 1 and 10. Grant leaning towards number 10 as possibly the right horse. And if the word that is out early, it was spot on, then that 3 to 1 does look very, very attractive. But 1 and 10, you're suggesting those 2 horses in the pick 6, Grant, good enough?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think you need anything more than the 1 and the 10, I'll be honest with you. If you're looking to beat those 2 horses, you're going to have to go field, because that's the kind of a race it is. Those 2 horses stand out.
Okay, if you're looking for a bomb payout and you think that the lucky last could possibly throw that result if 1 and 10 doesn't win the race, then I will tell you that judging by the betting, there'll be few tickets spread amongst the balance of the field. Your suggested bet for the race meeting, Grant?
I've suggested a win multiple in race 2, number 1, Grazing in the Grass, into race 6, number 1, Al Kazim. And if the punters do want to take a treble, they add the baby in the first race of Gavin Smith, which I also find very, very hard to beat.
Well, some confidence coming through in the respective races that we've previewed. Grant, as always, thanks for your time.
100%, Dees. Have a good one and good luck to the punters on Monday.
Thanks to Grant Paddock on behalf of the Gallop TV team and myself, Dees Diner. Hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful Monday racing at Fairview, where they race on the poly track. You find all the winners, make a huge profit, and until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.